Hi, I'm going to talk about my two favorite sports, which are tennis and soccer, and I'll be comparing them. I've played both of them my whole life, and I would like to share a little bit of what I know with you guys. Even though tennis and soccer have different objectives and different playing methods and rules, at the same time these sports do have similarities. Both of these sports can push the players to the limits and sometimes pose the biggest challenge of their lives. Soccer is a traditional sport in countries such as Brazil, Spain, Italy, and Mexico, whereas tennis is a traditional sport in Argentina, Great Britain, United States, France, and some other countries. They are more popular in some places than in others, but still popular all over the world. First, I'm going to be talking a little bit of how a tennis season works and in which kind of surface each season is played. The year is divided in four seasons. Each season is played on a different surface, and there are four big tournaments during the year, which are known as Grand Slams, and they are played in the end of each season. The first season games are played on synthetic surface, and the last tournament of the season, the most important one, is the Australian Open. This tournament is played in Melbourne, Australia in January. The second season games are played on clay surface, and the last clay tournament is Roland Garros in Paris, France during May or June. The third season tournaments are played on grass, and the most prestigious one is the Wimbledon, which is played in London during July. The final season is played on hard courts, and the last tournament and Grand Slam final of the year is the US Open, which courts New York in late August. According to Tennis Science for Tennis Players by Howard Brody, the surface change during the year is one of the biggest challenges for tennis players because each surface requires a different style of play and different ways of using game strategies. The players not only have to play against an opponent, but also in accordance with the texture of the surface of the court. Now that I've talked how tennis season works and how the surface changes on each season, I'll talk a little bit about the two different kinds of surface in soccer. And these surfaces are grass and synthetic grass. They're different from each other, but that is not a big deal for the players. On synthetic grass, the ball gets more bouncy than on natural grass, and when the players pass the ball, it rolls faster on the turf. According to historical dictionary of soccer, whoever plays at home has the advantage, and home team players are used to the field. They have the crowd support as well, and are also used to the field altitude. Each of these factors makes a big difference in a game of soccer. Having played both of these sports, I can tell how good you have to be physically and mentally prepared to play both of them, obviously in a different way for each sport. Based on complete conditioning by Greg Getz, in soccer, the players need to be in shape to run 90 minutes, sometimes more because of the extra time. According to complete conditioning by Paul Rotter, in tennis there is no certain time and endurance will vary depending on the match. Players must endure between an hour to 5 hours match, and they also need to be prepared to run fast and strong, but only for 1 minute and have a little break of 20 seconds to recover, because usually only 1 minute is required for a point to be made in tennis. So tennis players are prepared to run a lot in a short space of time, having a short break for recovery time, while soccer players have to play the two halves of the game by running most of the times. They are prepared to run long distance without stopping. Endurance is key in each sport in different ways. It's impressive how tennis and soccer have been improving and getting bigger and bigger through the years. Both sports are big business and ventures in the world. Sponsors, people that are investing money on the players, companies using the players to share their names are involved with both sports. The money which tournaments present to players is extraordinary. The prizes are getting bigger as time goes by. Playing sports in general is always a challenge. I've played tennis and soccer in my life, but unfortunately I had to choose one over the other because I couldn't give my best and all on both. I chose tennis and focused on it. The reason why I chose tennis is not because I like it better than soccer, but because I thought tennis would give me a better opportunity for my future. I'm studying at UTPB and representing the university playing tennis. I'm one of those persons who think the only loser is the person who gives up. So whichever sport you play, tennis, soccer, baseball, basketball, or lacrosse, you want to play, get strong, be persistent, and believe in yourself. If you do not in yourself believe, who else will?